Its music reminds me of a Los Lobos song.
Yes, I know which one you're talking about.
Yep. That vibe.
Speaking of the wolves, hi everybody. It's Saturday. It's the 3rd of September. It is, as I was just informed, only 7 weeks away, 7 weeks and counting until the Las Vegas Pipe Show, Las Vegas International Pipe Show, by the way. You have to have that word in there because then it becomes LVIPs. You see, that's sort of a play on words there. Anyway, it is the 3rd of September, and it's time for the Virtual Pipe Club weekly meeting. And I want to make sure that I say hello to all of these fine people. Say hello, fine people.
Hello.
Hi, everyone.
Yes.
Hello.
And our special guest, who, say hello, Mark.
Hello.
There we go. That's our special guest, and we're going to introduce him a little bit later. And I should put on the puppy cam, shouldn't I? Anyway, we've got all kinds of people going on today, as well as that we are live streaming right now to YouTube and Facebook, and I'm trying to find my chat box over here so that if you are on YouTube watching right now, do me a favor and type something in there. I want to see if this thing is working. So say hello from wherever you are. And that's my introduction. Okay. How are you guys doing?
Okay.
Oh, no complaints.
Aside from being at work, all is well.
Anything special happening today? No?
Not really.
You guys are just special all the time and don't have anything singularly special to share with us today? Who's got new blends today? Who went out and bought something new this week?
I have some on order. Should be coming in late next week
What did you
from
order, Randall?
Wilkie Tobacco in Massachusetts and good old Ernie, Watch City. They both had a couple new releases.
What did you get from Ernie there?
Oh, God, what is it called? I can't remember the names of them now. Something about Silver Slipper,
Glass slipper.
Silver Slipper, and a Waltham Broken Flake. Brand new stuff.
Will you bring them next week so we can ask you how you liked them?
10-4. You got it.
Awesome.
I'm looking forward to them.
Ryan, did you get something new this week? You got yourself on mute there, young man. Ryan?
I did. I was inspired by Miguel.
Oh, yeah. So did you get some Virginia?
Oh no. Am I still muted?
No, you're not muted. You're frozen.
I did. Can you hear me? Can't hear me?
Mostly. Yes. I have to say, Ryan's pretty fortunate right there. That was not a terrible look from me. Usually when my camera and my internet freezes up, I'm doing something like this.
Can you?
So Ryan, you should feel good about yourself, what you got going on right there.
Well, not this week. Last week.
Can you hear me now?
There he goes.
Yes, better, Ryan. Oh, there you go. And he went right out the door. Okay, Bud, take two.
I was going to say last week I picked up some of the Presbyterian Reformation, and I shared it with the Pipe Club, and in about two meetings it was gone. So everybody really liked it, and quite a few guys bought it. And I don't even know why they call it Presbyterian. It's so different than what regular Presbyterian is. and it's really a pretty good blend. It's you know, it's almost an aromatic. You know what I mean, kind of thing. It's not. If it's an aromatic, it's really light.
So it's a Presbyterian match kind of thing, supposedly.
Yeah, not even. I mean, I think of Presbyterian as being more of an English.
Uh-huh.
And this doesn't really fit there. So I think partly because there's a lot more burley in it, and the topping to me is more like cocoa, but it's real subtle, kind of like a Ken Byron subtle. You know what I mean?
Uh-huh.
And but other people's got totally different taste out of it. Wild cherry, all kinds of weird stuff. So. Like I said, if you happen to come across somebody that has some, give it a try and see what you think.
Who makes it?
Sutliff.
That's a Sutliff. Okay. Well, that explains a lot right there. I don't want to get down on Sutliff because they have ninjas that they send over the world there. Hey, you know what we might be on time for is... by the way, those of you who are watching out there on Facebook and YouTube, especially my my YouTube buddies, if you are watching this and you can tell me about the sound, I know that there's a little bit of a lag on my camera. I think everybody else is doing way better in setting up all these different cameras and hooferahs and whatever. I also tried to improve the audio for the Zoom room. So let me know if I succeeded and type something in there. In the meanwhile, shall we do our weekly ritual and talk about what you're smoking and what you're smoking it in? Let's do that. Throw up your hands, wave your hands in the air, and we'll start with Dimitri.
Hello, everybody. I'm smoking my new pipe. That's a collaboration between Lips and Corn Cob Nation, made by Missouri Meerschaum. Beautiful cob, black stain, very nice stem, beautiful color. That's first time I'm smoking it. It also came with this nice pipe stand, which also has Lips and Corn Cob Nation logo on it. And I'm smoking my favorite burley, Solani H. Burley Flake. This skin was gift from Steve Manjur. And let me pass the pipe to Randall.
Thank you, Dimitri. How do you like that black pipe?
I like it.
To me, the first time, I haven't seen one in person, but the first thing that came to mind was funeral. And the second thing that came to my mind was a nighttime black tuxedo dress. It's quite small, isn't it? It doesn't hold much.
Yes, it is small pipe. Well, I like black. Well, black is traditional New York color. If you come to New York, there are more people wearing black than any other color.
Is that right? Well, happy days. Anyway, today I have the trusty old Bones pipe, our club pipe. Wonderful pipe, love it. And simple Prince Albert in it. Every day, all the time blend, and it's good stuff. Miguel, you're sitting right next to me there.
Thank you, Randall. I appreciate it. I'm smoking a Tom Eltham rusticated poker with bamboo virgin. And I'm sorry that I influenced Ryan, but I'm smoking an Apora Virginia blend. And what I want to do is there is a new, there's a new to the Zoom group, and his name is Me. There you go. Take it away, my friend.
I assume that's me.
There you go.
Yes.
Sorry. I'm Eric.
Welcome, Eric.
Yeah, so I don't have access to my computer right now. So usually, like when I sign in on that, it has my name. But couldn't figure it out on the phone in the minute that I had to get on here. So I'm smoking some Old Dark Fired out of this little Briar Works Belge. I know, about like 28 grams or so. It's pretty good. In terms of like the new blend stuff, I had some of the Whimsical from Sutliff yesterday at the Pipe Club. I haven't gotten mine in yet, but it's in the post right now. So I just pass the pipe. Is that how this works?
Just pick somebody. If you're looking on your screen, you should be able to see somebody's hand up. Just pick somebody with their hand up and just say, "You're up."
I'm gonna pass it to Sean. HSPC, Sean.
Yeah, thank you. Just take myself off of mute and forgot I hadn't put myself on it. Right now, I'm smoking a Briar Works egg with some Peter Stokkebye's Luxury Twist in it. One thing that I was reminded of when someone had brought up Prince Albert that was cool that I saw earlier this week was at one of our properties that was built in 1915. There was actually a can that they found when they were cleaning out an area of Prince Albert, but it had the tax stamp over the top of it. And I will pass this on to John Plunkett.
Hey, thanks. Hope everyone's doing well. I'm smoking my usual here today, which is, Sutliff 526 Old Professor, and I'm smoking it in right now in this Stokkebye 4th generation pipe. So, old friend, time's gone by. So let me pass the virtual pipe on to our friend Perry.
Thank you, John. Just sitting up here in, Northern California, about 103 degrees temperature. It's expected to go up closer to 110 later in the week, but that's what it is. And I am smoking initially some Wintertime Reserve from C&D in my Llanos Coquinos Club Pipe. And I go to that pipe a lot. It's an easy smoker. And then I'll follow that up with some Ironic Fragments from KBV, no label on that, but it's a broken flake. And I'll have that in my Castello Bulldog. And with that, I'll pass the pipe. Since I have a Llanos pipe, I'll pass it to Llanos.
Cool. Hello, Spiros. Thank you. Hello to everybody. Today I smoke in Ron Smith. It's dark here anyway. It's kind of apple. It's a good one. And I smoke HH Pure Virginia from McBaren, and I will pass the virtual pipe to Dave. Dave from Canada. Dave?
Hey, fellas. Thanks, Llanos. I'm at the bunkhouse today, so just waiting for a train to show up. But I'm going to have a bowl of Uno in my Peterson Strand Sherlock Holmes. And I'm going to try something new today that I just got a gift in the mail the other day from my friend. This stuff is called Airoha. It's Japanese Kizami tobacco. It's really like fine shag cut stuff, and in a little kisiru pipe, which you get about 4 or 5 little puffs and you're done, but it's pretty yummy tobacco. So that's what I'm doing today. And
yeah, the tobacco is amazing. It's like very high quality Virginia.
Yeah.
But it has a little bit of bite, but in a Kissero pipe, it's perfect.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I love it. it's really good with a little double shot of espresso in the morning. When you're in a hurry to get going, you don't have 45 minutes for a pipe. You just stuff that thing, have a couple of puffs, shot of coffee, go brush my teeth, and out the door I go. And it's quite a kick to it too. But anyway, I'm not going to hold up the show here. Let's pass the pipe on to Brother Bud. Have at her there, boss.
Thanks, Dave. In Southern California, it's 98 degrees my patio here, and hasn't hit noon yet. So we're thinking the same thing. We may get thunder showers too, which brings in a bit of humidity, which we're not really used to, and so that always shakes things up a bit. But I'm having one of my birdie blends in a Europe Classic 2, and probably after this, a guy who I've known you since you was my Julia. The guy who my son golfs with, I give him tobacco every once in a while to give to the guy because he's smokes, and he gave me a tin of plum pudding as a gift back. So I've been hitting on that every chance I get. I've been moving one storage unit to another storage unit and mixing in somebody else's stuff on top of that. And so it's been like moving my house for the last week and going through stuff and downsizing and discovering things I didn't realize I had and all that kind of good stuff. So anyway, I'm going to go ahead and pass it over to Kent.
Thank you, Bud. Good to see everyone today. Does anybody know September 3rd, 1898 has a significance? Just wave if you happen to know. It's System Top Pipe Day. So that was the final of 3 patents on the Peterson system. So this is my 302 Smooth, and a good old standby, one that I dreamt about from like age 16 on, and finally got one a few years back. And in it, I have a blend I make called Cinnamon Roll that kind of explains what it is, and it's perfect for this system pipe. And if I get done with that, I will have another, not Peterson, but a Wellington, and I'll have a eggnog, another blend that I make. And so it's system, Peterson system, and other kinds of well pipes for me today. So I will pass the pipe on to Ryan. You're next.
Guys, can you hear me now? Miguel inspired me to try a new blend. So the Virginia Amphora, which I like it. I haven't had this one. And I'm smoking that in a El-Tang Basic. This is a new one I just got this week. I got a bunch of these. I'm working towards a 7-day collection of them because I'm just enamored with these pipes. So I'm smoking that and this. And after that, I'll probably smoke some Apple Strudel by Bosbos because that's my most favorite tobacco in the world. And with that, I'll toss.
Ryan, before you go, did you say you're working towards a 7-day set of El-Tang pipes?
Yeah, of the basics. And I have a friend of mine's welding me a special rack for them to line all up in a row. So when that's done, I'll post a picture on Facebook.
Well, we definitely want to see that. But my question is, how are you going to tell which one is Monday and which one is Tuesday? And
it's more of a color. Today I feel green, or today I feel red.
So I got it. All right. Well, we're looking. I'll speak for myself. I'd love to see that.
Me too.
I'll toss it up to Tim.
Thank you, Ryan. I wish you luck with that 7-day set. It's The 7-day set is one of those things that you kind of have to work toward and be patient, but it's cool when it finally comes together. So good luck on that. So today I'm smoking this Peterson D20, which is kind of a little bit more one of their shape you don't see quite that much, but it's a very nice kind of chimney. And in it, I'm smoking some Capstan Yellow. And I think after that, I'm probably going to go to maybe my Il Seppo Bulldog, and I'll probably do something in the light English domain, such as Early Morning, 965, London Mixture. I usually like to have a English in the afternoon and at night. So anyway, with that in mind, I am going to pass the virtual pipe over to Mark Dominguez. Welcome, Mark. It's nice to see you. Tell us a little bit about what you're smoking today.
Thanks, Tim. I'm smoking my usual Lane Medal of Valor. That's the English. That's my daily smoke. And this is a Block Meerschaum 9438 shape. I made the stem for it just the other day, and it's quickly becoming one of my favorite pipes. And after that, I'll probably go to Old Dark Fired in my Molly Malone Peterson.
Oh, very nice, Malone.
That's another favorite of mine.
It's another kind of not often seen model.
Right. It's a 9mm filter pipe, but I don't use a filter. And but I love this little Meerschaum. I'm assuming it's GBD, but it just says Block Meerschaum 9438. And with that, I'll pass the virtual pipe to Joe Blanchard.
Hello, everyone. This is my first time joining your group. I'm smoking some 1Q and a Hardcastle pipe that I've had for about 20 years now. And it was the impetus. I work with Mark a little bit in his shop, and I'm whittling, trying to fine tune. This was the model that I used, and this is the one that I made in his shop. And I'm just trying to tighten it up a little bit. And then when I'm done with this, I'm going to switch to Gentleman Collar, which I've been smoking a lot lately. It's got deer tongue in it, and it's kind of I had never really smoked any tobacco that had deer tongue in it. It smells odd, and it tastes wonderful. So that's my assessment of deer tongue. I'm curious to see if anybody else is familiar with it. So I don't know who to pass the pipe on to since I'm new to the group and I'm using it on my phone. So it's round robin. Whoever wants to jump in next, feel free to jump in. Oh, one other thing too. I'm fixing this one, Mark. This is an olive wood pipe that we're working on in the shop too. So, it's 84 degrees and I'm at the lake house. So for the first time, Texas isn't as hot as California right now. So, all right, pass on.
Joe, did you want to pick somebody in particular to pass that on to?
Man, let me see if I can see the participants here. I'm going to go to, how about Tim? Is Tim gone yet?
Yeah, I have. Thank you. I've already gone.
Okay.
Whoever has their hand raised.
Does Ron Smith have his hand up?
Yeah, Ron hasn't gone yet. And this might be hard for Joe to see because he's on his phone. So
yeah, how about Ron?
Yeah,
how about
Ron there?
Sorry, guys. Thanks.
Hey, guys. Welcome. From East Tennessee, sitting here with one of my mistakes and just smoking a little autumn evening in that while trying to find a halfway decent football game while I wait for some pieces to kind of dry in the shop here. So welcome all, and God, good to see you. Tim, good to see you at the show in Columbus.
Ron, you look like you're in the witness protection program right there.
Yeah, that's intentional. I love anonymity.
Well, I don't think it's working there, brother.
Yeah, I know. I haven't found the feature on this thing where I can disguise my voice.
It's awesome.
Dennis,
You don't know me, but I know where you live.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, it's on my website.
when Dennis shows up, he might be able to help you with that one. I see Sergio just popped in. Sergio, are you ready to maybe share what you're smoking today?
Hi, hello, guys. Yes, good morning. Just got in. I was running in the university there with my kids. Hello, everyone. Yeah, this is my first ball of the day. I missed you guys, some of you guys earlier. And my first ball here, it's going to be Indaba from ASU. This is a Virginia, Kentucky. Great blend, guys. Highly recommend it if you guys want to give it a try. It's Virginia and Kentucky on it with a little bit of caramel flavoring. You can, I just detect very little, but it's a great blend. I really enjoyed this one. And I'm smoking this on, yes.
That is a cool painting behind you, the backdrop there. What can you tell us about it?
Thank you very much. Actually, a lot of people tell me about this paint. It's crazy, but yes, great. Thank you. I'm glad you guys like it.
Everybody wants that painting, eh?
Yes. Yes. But it's great to see everyone here. Actually, I'm just preparing everything, all my setup. I was running like crazy, but I'm glad I made it and see you all guys there. But yes, so I'm going to pass this. I don't know who I don't know if I was the last one or Big Dave. I don't know if you have
Eric
been here.
Did you want to share what you're smoking there, brother? Eric Vanderpool?
Previously me, but I already did share
what
I was smoking. I smoked dark fired what I was smoking.
I love that blend. That is one of my favorites. Well, alrighty then. I guess I'm going to back clean up here. By the way, I did post this over there on the YouTube group. Everybody's talking about how hot it is wherever they are. Here in Seattle, it is a wonderfully cool 65 degrees, and it's been drizzling all morning. I built a fire in the fireplace, and we sat around and cuddled with the pups, and I won't say another word about it. How about that? But, well, I'm smoking a cigar today. I have a cigar that I brought. This is one of the cigars that I bought at the Chicago Pipe Show that was being made there by this wonderful young woman. She was a young woman because I'm so old, everybody's young. She was, I think, originally from Nicaragua. Some of you may remember better than I who were there.
Nicaragua, yeah.
She was from Nicaragua. Yeah. So she made these. She had the board and the chaveta and the whole thing. And so I brought home 2 of these, and I've just lit one up for the first time. It's delightful. It's really good. I do love Maduros, and this is a little Maduro that she made. But that's not really what I want to talk about. What I want to talk about is something that pertains to this thing right here, the Las Vegas International Pipe Show, which is coming in 7 weeks only. Did you know that? So the one of the things that's happening at the Las Vegas International Pipe Show is that for all of those people who bought tickets in advance, you get a raffle ticket towards 2 different prizes that Dave and Brian will be giving away. and sponsored by the Virtual Pipe Club. And one of them is this beautiful boxed set that was made by Janos Kokinos. And I've been waiting for this for a bunch of weeks. Let me see if I can just adjust this a little bit. And I thought we need to do an unboxing. So let me see if I can do this right on camera, right here, right now, real time, no animation, no CGI. You can watch me cut my own fingers off in the pursuit of pipe excellence here.
Nothing up your sleeve except bandages.
That's right. Hey, Rocky. Janos is nothing if not thorough. I will say that right now. There's no customs inspector who would want to find out what's in this box. They would just go, the hell with it, let it go. Yeah, so the idea is that this first year of the Las Vegas Pipe Show, we wanted to make it just irresistible to buy your tickets and buy them early. The room block is sold out there, but there are, I don't know, 8 gazillion hotels in Las Vegas, so you're certainly able to find a room nearby and then come and attend. But if you buy your attendance ticket, you get these 2 tickets in the raffle. And I am waiting for the other pipe set that's coming from the 4 Horsemen, and I think I'll have that next week. So I'll do the unboxing there next week. All right, are you ready for this? I don't have a drum roll sound effect. I should have one, but here we go. Okay, it looks really good here. It is, well, I got to be really careful. It's like velvet on the pipe, on the box here. This is not just some cheesy box here. This is very lovely fabric, very nice. Wow. And if we open it up here, we're going to take care of the pipes the entire time that we have it until we bring it to Las Vegas, and I turn it over to Brian and Dave, and then I'm no longer responsible for it. But here is, let me see if I can place them right in the set there. And there are multiple stems that are coming with it. This has 2 Cumberland stems, one in like royal blue, and the other one is this really good jade green color right there. See if I can bring that up to where everybody can see it. All right, and these 2 pipes with 2 more stems, one that is in this caramel colored stem, beautiful right there. And this one in this sort of translucent, what color would we call that? It's like
tortoiseshell.
Tortoiseshell. Yes, that's the word I was looking for. So there it is. There is the 2 pipe set from Janos Kokinos, and those are awesome. Those are beautiful. But they're not mine. So I'm going to just caretake them until I can get them to Las Vegas. And then one of you lucky people who bought tickets to the Las Vegas Pipe Show will be
removing the plastic one to see the sign.
Oh my God. Holy cow.
Wow. Very nice.
Didn't you know, DDR, you're supposed to read the card before you look at the gift?
I guess so. I had no idea. I had no idea. Oh my God. Janos, I love you, brother. And it is engraved with LVIPS.
Me too.
The Las Vegas International Pipe Show 2022. So it's a commemorative set all the way around. I'm going to put this back in here to protect it.
Wow, it looks beautiful.
It is a beautiful set. So that's our unboxing for the day right there.
Can we buy multiple tickets?
You can, in fact, buy multiple tickets. That is that is really a good idea. Just
Will they be available at the show?
No, you have to buy them in advance of the show. That's the only thing about this. So for those of you who we're thinking about waiting, flying into Vegas, and then walking in and buying your tickets as a walk-in, they don't count towards the raffle. Only prepaid tickets.
You have to be there to win?
Yeah, you do. I asked Brian that question. Somebody else had asked it a couple of weeks ago, and I didn't know. So I asked Brian that question, and he said, yes, you do. However, so I'm going to look around, make sure Brian's not listening. If you want to give somebody else your raffle ticket who you know is going to be sticking around until whenever they pull that, probably Saturday afternoon, I won't tell. So just wink. So there you go. Just Pipes over there on YouTube says, I like the green. I do too, man. That jade color. But I like the whole set. By the way, so you have 2 additional stems in the box, 2 on the pipes themselves, and Janos will be bringing 2 more to Las Vegas, and we'll put them in your hand when you guys get there, whoever wins the set. So
black and white.
Black and white. There we go. Domino colors. Cool. Well, I am very pleased to. Last week we did not live stream the meeting that we had, and I wanted to maybe share with the folks watching over there on Facebook and YouTube one of the reasons why we didn't. Those of you who were here last week in the Zoom room know what I'm talking about. But we had a conversation about. I guess one way I've been thinking about this is returning to our roots, to make sure that we don't lose connection to the idea that we're a club, and it's a club about sharing a hobby that we all love very much, and that the reason why we're here is because we're making friends with people all over the world and really, really, truly becoming friends. And sitting around and chatting and, talking about all kinds of stuff. And that it's wonderful to have guests. I've met so many really incredible people. But I don't want to make the club meeting all about just guest after guest after guest. I guess that was the thing. So we talked last week about the cadence of the club meetings. We talked about, what kind of guests we want to reach out and really have come in. But it doesn't mean that we're not going to have guests ever. And by the way, I want to really invite you guys who are out there watching on Facebook and YouTube to pitch into this conversation. You're always welcome to come to the Facebook group, and if you're not already joined, go ahead and join, and then you can add your 2 cents, about this topic. We haven't come to any final conclusions or anything quite yet on that. But that's sort of the conversation that was happening. Today, we do have a guest. And so I want to introduce him in a second here, but I see that Christopher Sharp has his hand up there. There we go. There's Chris. Yes, sir.
Hi. I didn't get to pipe in like last meeting, but I do enjoy when we have guests. I always learn something. I obviously ask better questions when I know a little bit more about the guest beforehand. But also, I like the idea of putting a member in the spotlight every once in a while, like Miguel was like this last time. and I'd even dig down to the people that don't come to the meetings, but post on the site, because I think there's some interesting people, but they've just never migrated over to the actual meetings, and I think we could find some interesting people there. But also, I like guests, and I'm always willing to suggest guests if anybody wants to hear them sometime. So that's my 2 cents. Thanks.
Yeah, no, Chris, I absolutely would love to hear, and this, by the way, goes out to everybody, but just since you brought it up, brother, I always want to know, because I don't know anything. I don't know anybody. I don't know anything about pipes or tobacco or anything like that. So if you've got an idea, a suggestion, request, or whatever, don't even wait 2 seconds. Let me know, Miguel know, Tim, whatever, because that was the kind of the thing about the conversation we had, is that this club is not about me. It's about you. It's about the members. And so I wanted to, so thank you for saying that, Chris. I appreciate what you're saying. And I want to invite you to let me know like who you'd like to see.
Sure, there's plenty of people. I'll reach out at different times, but it's such a rich community. Not everybody knows everybody, and there's still pockets of people that are, that I can't say that they're not known, but it's one of those things that, somebody knows somebody who knows somebody who knows somebody,
Right.
Oh, great idea.
Tim, what do you think, brother?
Chris, I like your idea about the member spotlight. That seemed to happen kind of spontaneously last week, but I agree. I like guests too. I like our discussions. I like all of this. But I think that the member spotlight is an interesting concept. I mean, you're right. We have a lot of people here. Some maybe talk a little more, some a little bit less, but everybody has, a life story or something about pipes. And it might be interesting just, to have a little bit of something like that every now and then. Maybe not like an entire, like you're the guest for an hour, but maybe, half an hour of talking with somebody about something in their world. I think it'd be kind of interesting to do that.
Yes. That's a great idea.
Very, very cool. This is what there we go. I have to gesticulate again. This is what I'm talking about, like the involvement of you guys, so that it is a club, right? Not necessarily a burlesque show. Though I'm not opposed to burlesque shows. Just saying.
It's not. That's news to me. Gee.
Well, Tim, I have heard that you've got a pole in your garage there, so.
I work on it every day.
Because
as long as you promise not to come wearing tassels next week, DDR.
Right. Last time that didn't work out so well. That's true.
Tim's more of a pasties guy.
And I promise I'm not going to talk about how deprived we are with Canada when it comes to tobacco. I apologize for that.
Well, apparently that's how the whole burlesque thing got started, because Canadians will do anything to get cheaper tobacco.
Yes.
I wasn't on last week. Did anyone mention possibly doing like a blend spotlight every couple of weeks?
I had to leave early, so Miguel, Tim.
I don't believe we talked about doing a blend spotlight, but that is again another very, very good idea too.
I like that.
Yeah. I mean, a blend that maybe everybody can get access to or has, and maybe even if you've been smoking it for 25 years, being able to offer your interpretation of it and what you think of it.
Yeah. We had talked about this last year, the year before, in a kind of a way. We couldn't figure out how to make it work, but to pick a blend that a lot of people could smoke, and then when we had the meeting, comment on it. And so we were trying to figure out how to send sample packs to a bunch of people, but it was like, well, that's almost logistically impossible. But maybe if we picked something that was pretty available, everybody could go out and grab a tin, or those few people who live in Canada who can't get tobacco.
Everybody seems to have access to aromatics, and maybe as we get into the fall, just kind of share winter blends that we like.
Yeah, I agree.
Or ask one of the shops that like Watch City or Iwan Rees, if they will send out smaller packs, if we, do a deal somehow where they'll send out, a half ounce or an ounce to all over the world.
Yeah.
For anyone who gives a call in.
That's very possible. That is something that we can reach out and at least investigate. So I'll put on my business hat for that. But yeah.
Yeah. Just make sure that Ernie and Tagliani actually is in the mood before we actually do it. Ernie and Tagliani is a Boston nice guy. So we had him actually as a guest.
We did. And he's fabulous. All right, well, listen, we have a special guest today, and I want to not take up too much of his time because he's being very generous in being here for us. And so let me introduce him. And some of you know him already. His name is Mark Dominguez. He is the owner and founder of the Lone Star Briar Works. And he and I had a chance to chat a little bit this morning, found out a few things about him. He does not have a pole in his garage that he admitted to anyway, but he does have a pretty interesting back history. And so I wanted to bring him on and just say, welcome, Mark. Say hello to everybody, brother.
Thank you very much. First time being here, and I put it on my calendar so I can attend every Saturday, hopefully.
Awesome.
Okay. I also drug a few members from Houston into the meeting today. Eric Vanderpool and Joe Blanchard. So helping to grow a little bit.
While we're on the subject, because this is the kind of thing that we do here, let me pull those guys up there. You told me that they have a podcast now called the Houston Pipe Club Podcast.
Well, Houston Pipecast.
The Houston Pipecast, even better.
Right.
That's awesome. Right. And who's the moderator there on the Houston Pipecast?
Eric Vanderpool.
Yeah, that'd be me.
So, Eric, say something again because it'll pop your picture up on the screen there, and say.
Okay. Can you hear me better?
Yes.
Okay.
So
there we go.
This handsome gentleman right here is the host of the Houston Pipecast, and Mark is one of the sponsors of the Pipecast. Eric, I hear you're just getting started and are looking for more listeners. Is that right?
That's right. Yeah. So I think we just released our 4th episode this week, but kind of the goal of the podcast was. So our Houston Pipe Club used to be kind of vibrant before COVID, and it was kind of like decimated during all that. And so we're trying to revive it. So we're revamping the website and started a podcast, just kind of like bring attention to it.
And where can people listen to the podcast?
So on any of your podcatching devices, it's on Apple, Spotify, basically all those things. If you just search for Houston Pipecast, it'll show up. Awesome.
And you have a website too?
We have one linked through our server, but if you want to learn more, you can go to HoustonPipeClub.com. That kind of we have our forum there, links to the podcast, as well as like information about meetings.
That's exactly what I was hoping you would say there. So HoustonPipeClub.com to get all the information about how you can link up to the podcast or whatever, and go listen to them.
That's it, Miguel. You found it
right there.
Yeah.
How could you say no to that face?
All right.
Tell you. Well, back to Mark. Thank you, Eric.
Thank you. Yeah.
Mark, for those people who haven't met you and your fine beard, why don't you tell us a little bit about your background there?
Okay. I was born in Acadiana, Louisiana, Cajun country, and spent some time there, and then my family moved to New Orleans through my teenage years. Then I got married and moved to Texas about 30 years ago to Houston. And we live on the west side of Houston. And my shop is in the garage. and I just put an AC in this year, so it's quite tolerable. And this is also the home of the Houston Pipecast broadcast when he tapes the show. Well, I've been, okay, my pipe journey started, well, actually, I'm back up. I'm a man with two last names. Growing up until I moved to Houston, my name was Mark Domingue, with the French pronunciation on it, Domingue. And moved here, culture shock, it's actually Domingues, which it really is a Spanish name. My ancestors, we traced them back to the Canary Islands as far as we could go. And so from then on, it's been Domingues. But I did go visit Jason Mouton, Jay Mouton Pipes.
Uh-huh.
He's in Guidon, Louisiana. And when I checked in the hotel, I said, "How do you pronounce my last name?" She said, Domingue. So I'm tempted to move back there. But, okay, so pipe journey started about 8 years ago or so when I saw Lord of the Rings, smoking their church wardens. And at the time, my beard was a lot longer. It was, ZZ Top style. And I smoked cigarettes, and I was constantly burning the beard with a cigarette. So I said, okay, church warden will do the trick. So I went to the local B&M's about a half hour away and bought a church warden for me and my wife. And of course, she didn't smoke hers, so I have two. But that started the journey. And then I went on eBay looking for estate pipes, and some reason Peterson's caught my eye, with their bulky shapes and silver bands. And I caught Peterson pad, bad, real bad. I spent every minute looking and buying almost every estate Peterson I saw until I had quite a massive collection. But being estate pipes, most were charred rims and, just needed rehabbing. So I got on Reborn Pipes blog, Steve Log. I think he's out of British Columbia, yeah. He's got a massive library of refurb articles. If anyone's interested in refurbing, he's the man. He is the man. So started refurbing all these pipes I had so I could smoke them, and got good enough to where I started refurbishing for acquaintances through Facebook. And they would pay me, start out, just send me a couple tins of tobacco. And so my pipe tobacco collection quickly grew, and some of them were sending me pounds of different blends. So my cellar is well stocked. Haven't bought any in many years until just recently. I started buying tins again to put in the cellar for the future. And
Mark, do you have any of those early Petersons that you refurbished still around? Do you still have them in your collection?
Yeah, they're everywhere. I have the collectible ones upstairs, that I'd get an occasional, what do you call it? The patent pipe, real old ones. But most of them I got Sherlock Holmes collection and that kind of stuff.
I know that Tim wants to see them, so if you've got one handy.
Yeah, Mark, I'm a big fan of Peterson's. I also have a collection, and I have a couple patents that I spent a lot of money on.
Too much, huh?
Nice to. There's a bunch of guys in the group here who enjoy a Peterson pipe. Oh, that's very nice. That's really, really nice.
It's Sherlock Holmes Mycroft.
Mark, can you keep holding it up there for just a second while you're describing it. It'll make sure that it pops over to your photo, your video.
Can you see that?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, there we go. Nice bent Dublin. Okay. And that's just one I have, one of my daily smokers. Here's the Professor.
Mm-hmm.
No. Wait.
Is that the Rathbone?
Rathbone, yeah. Let's see.
That is beautiful.
There we go. Okay.
Look at that.
Yeah, nice grain all around. This is for Peterson. Well, they're older, and their quality control has really deteriorated over the last few years. Sorry to say, but with the new ownership, they're promising to get better. So that's all we can hope for. But I did. It's upstairs. I got the latest limited edition pipe they offered, Ulysses.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Nice sandblast.
Yeah, that sadly that was one I missed by I just wasn't in time enough, and I missed it. That is a really nice looking pipe. I think it's the 9B, and it's in the sandblast. It's
right.
a beautiful pipe.
Well, I wanted a natural sandblast. Of course, they were gone in seconds. So luckily, I got a sandblast. But the rim is, one side of the rim is misshapen, I guess, from the blasting. So it's not uniform.
Yeah, that would drive me literally crazy. I mean,
right. But I'm going to keep it because it's the limited edition.
Do you have a Trinity Fox by any chance?
No.
Yeah, I'm willing to, I'm willing to give this arm for a Trinity Fox, guys. Just to let you know.
All right, so we know how to bribe Tim. Tim does have a price, and that's what it is.
Yeah, it was only 21 of them, and it was in this shape, a black sandblast, a silver spigot. It was just amazing. I missed it. I only had 21, but anyway. I'm sorry, Mark. Back to you.
Okay, so I spent several years refurbishing pipes. Bringing a lot of them back from the brink of just throwing them away. So I luckily somehow just refined my skills enough that my business really took off. And I always swore I would never, why buy a new pipe when there's so many estates out there that need a home, But once I bought a pipe kit from Steve Norris, Vermont Freehand, I was hooked. And I got a wood lathe, used, of course, a Jet 10x14 wood lathe, and other, not much, just a belt sander and a disc sander. I had the buffer already from my refurbishing work. And I've been making pipes about 4.5 years, I guess. And I'm toot my own horn. I am getting pretty good at it. Now, I don't have the sandblast set up yet, but most of my briar comes in and it's got little sand pits or something where I have to rusticate. And my rustication technique, everyone says, looks like Costello Sea Rock. So I'm kind of known for that. That's kind of not a trademark, but similar.
So, Mark, do you have any of those laying around? Because we'd love to see but before we get into that, because we're going to, I want to spend a little time with that. want to open it up to questions from the guys here in the Zoom room. And something else, after last week's conversation, I may just sort of put everybody on the spot and say, so Bud, you're up for asking questions, and then you can, pass it along. And then this also goes for the folks over there on Facebook and YouTube. If you have a question for Mark, put it in the chat, would you please? And I will pass it along. So, Bud, you're up.
I see that you're going to be at the Vegas Pipe Show, so I'm really looking forward to seeing what you have.
Right, excellent.
So are you busy making pipes or getting pipe ready for the show?
I'm not particularly focusing on it. I'm just making them. When I make a pipe, I'll put it on Instagram, finished and available. And if it doesn't sell within a couple minutes, it gets buried in the news feed. And then it goes into my stockpile. Right now I have 20 or so pipes that are unsold. So I'll bring those plus any more that I make that don't sell to the show.
Gotcha. Excellent.
Great. Now also, we had our Houston Pipe Club meeting last night, and someone suggested I make a bunch of tampers. Here's a little one I made a long time ago. This one's rusticated. It's got an acrylic top. So, but someone suggested I make a bunch of tampers for sale. Something if somebody can't afford a pipe, they can get a $10 tamper and on. And then I don't know if I'll have any of these ready for the show, but I'm going to start trying to make some rings with a little acrylic top. So this is my first
great idea.
First attempt, little ring.
Is that made from briar? Is that a briar ring?
Of course.
Of course. That's brilliant.
It's what every guy needs.
Yeah. Well, I think they're going to be marketed for women. But to each his own, Joe Blanchard, my buddy, comes over and makes pipes. He brought this ring that his wife had bought, and it's got an acrylic top. This one's pretty big. So that's going to be my next branch out.
That's awesome. Randall,
Yeah.
I see you.
Hey, Mark, I want to interrupt for
Yeah.
a second there. That ring, I was trying to resize it, and I kind of half-assed it and butchered it, so now it's ruined. And now we have to figure out a way to make her a new one. So that's where the ring necessity kind of comes from. I owe her a ring now that I ruined. So she's sitting over here next to me. She just heard that. So.
That was like, why, yes, dear, I absolutely am making you a new ring. Yes. Hey, Randall, I see you got a question.
Yeah, for Mark, that last pipe that you just raised, that panel, 4 square maybe, I got a real weak spot. Got a real weak spot for that kind of pipe.
It's got a square Eldritch stem.
Yeah, it's kind of a stack too.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah. Oh, am I getting it?
I could use something like that. How should I get a hold of you on your
Instagram or email me? Lone Star Briar Works @gmail.com.
Okay.
Really nice grain. This is cross grain and bird's eye on the sides. Eldritch with a little faux ivory accent on the stem.
Do you do any sandblasting?
No, not yet. Hopefully, I'll be buying a setup in the next couple weeks.
Okay. Can you set them up for 9mm filter?
Yeah, I would need a 9 mm filter to get the mortise right.
Sure,
Okay.
of course.
So
I'll
if you
talk
could
with
send me, okay, great. Just email me and we can talk. That'd be excellent. Thank you, Tim.
You bet.
Randall, I'm sorry.
Yes, you bet. Robert. Carry on. What was it, LoneStar.com?
I'm going to put it up
No,
here.
Lone Star Briar Works.
Okay.
There's a Lone Star Briar Works.com.
Okay.
Oh, I mean, sorry, at gmail.com.
Okay.
I used to have a website, but my webmaster died, and I couldn't operate it without him. So.
Oops.
Oh, backwards.
Where did I put it? There we go.
Here's this.
Lone Star Briar Works at gmail.com.
There's a sandblasted pipe I do have. I sent it to Jay Mouton, and he blasted it. This has got the kind of an orange Cumberland Eldridge. I'm sorry, this is SEM with a faux ivory accent. Oh, almost dropped it. It's Danish inspired. This is my first sandblast, so I'm keeping this. And rustication, here's a similar model. This has got a red Cumberland SEM stem, faux ivory, rusticated, smooth top. Rustication is heavy. People like the feel of it. Thank you. And that's all I got right here. Oh, here's one still in the pipeline. This has a tortoiseshell stem. This is a big Dublin. It's got beautiful grain. Can't wait to blast it.
Mark, do you have a favorite shape that you tend to make more than others?
Well, for a while, it kind of goes in cycles. When I first started, I was making the devil ants, and I made a bunch of those, and those sold really good. And then I started making. I only make really the classic shapes. I made a few freehands, this and that. It's not really. Let me get the dust off of it. I mainly stick with the classics, and I do a lot of Peterson shapes. I've always loved Peterson, even though their quality's gone down. There's a partially rusticated freehand I made a long time ago. I messed up, so this just sits on the shelf in my wall of shame. Little pipe rack my wife made for me. I don't know if you can see that. Stained glass. But yes, I tend to make bent pipes because that's what I favor most. But I can make straight billiards and doublets. Okay, like I was saying, I started making devil anses, and I made billiards. Lately, I'm in a Dublin kick right now. making. I don't know why. I don't have any commissions right now, so I'm just some reason I just making Dublins. I have several in the pipeline waiting to get blasted.
Tim, go ahead.
Yeah, Mark, when it comes to the tenon, are you cutting your own tenons or are you using Delrin?
Delrin. Okay, let me back up a bit. When I was a couple of years, basically when I first started making pipes, I had the great fortune to have Michael Butera come over to my shop a couple of times. Everyone familiar with him?
Yep.
Okay. He taught me how to make the pipe, engineer it. So all my airways in the mortise are 5/32 in the bottom of the bowl. Stems are 5/32 tapered down to 1/16 at the slot. And I use all Delrin tenons. And every pipe, knock on wood, every pipe I sell, they say it smokes great right out of the box.
Yeah, I think Delrin is a very good piece of material to use for stems. It really strengthens the tenon. You don't have to worry about breaking the stem. You might have to worry about breaking the pipe, but I think it's just such a great thing because it's smooth. You can fit it right in there, and it lasts.
Yeah, some I use acrylic sometimes, and you can't really make a tenon out of that. It's brittle.
Yeah, have you ever work with any pen blanks?
No, I haven't.
I would suggest that, if you want to add some interesting variety and colors to your pipes, you could look at some pen blanks because you can just turn them around and then, the amount of colors out there it's like infinite, there's a tons of them.
Tim, where do you get your pen blanks from?
Woodcraft carries a whole range of them. Penn State Industries carries a whole bunch of they sell all kinds of pen making supplies. Any pen making supplier will carry that. Plus they'll carry a lot of other things that you can use for decorative, for rules and things like that. It's really a great resource to look at because they sell stuff to make pens, they sell stuff to make salt and pepper shakers and shaving equipment and stuff. So we're going to have a ton of exotic woods and, again, a whole slew of pen blanks.
Now I have bought like zebra wood pen blanks, I guess, from them, from Woodcraft, for accent pieces.
Mm-hmm. So Mark, I have a question. In the journey of becoming a pipe maker, I think people look to other pipe makers for inspiration. I'm wondering, you mentioned Mike Butera was a help to you. Are there any makers out there that you particularly emulate and get inspiration from?
Peterson.
Good choice.
Yeah. Now hopefully in the next few weeks, I'll also be able to get or at least order a metal lathe so I can start doing silver bands. So then I'll be a Peterson clone. They have a ton of different shapes that I just love most of them.
Mark, are you on a laptop right now or an iPad?
No, cell phone.
You're on a cell phone. So how'd you like to give us a shop tour?
There's not much to it.
We'd love to see it, and maybe you could walk us through your workflow.
Let's see, let me see if I can turn the camera around. Okay, well, there's one of the shop dogs who's waiting for me to finish. Let's see. Okay, starting over here, here's the bandsaw. Here's some briar. I have different sizes and stuff in there. Okay. The vacuum collector. That's my wife's glass grinder. With here's a little more briar under there. There's my workhorse jet 10x14 wood lathe. And of course you got all the bits and accoutrement for that. I use the what do you call that? Where's the cameras? Oh, I'm sorry. Over here. I can't see up there. There we go. The, what do you call those? The little micro cutters. Then we got a face shield, which I never use, and earphones. My inch to fractional inch to decimal to millimeter conversion chart. A couple pictures of my wife, and there's my logo. Here's the pipe rack that she made me, pipe holder, stained glass. My buddy SpongeBob. And let's see, here's the belt sander, big belt sander, which I never use. This is the workhorse down here, is the disc sander. Back with dust collection thing. And then over here we got files and sandpapers and stuff, some more Briar up there. Boxes of bowls that I bought over the years off eBay and stuff. Once I get a metal lathe, there's a box of Peterson bowls I've been collecting to make some stems, you know, the Army mount stems for Peterson. And let's see, here's my little vise that I do a lot of work on, the sandpaper scattered all around. And my my daily smokers are here. A bunch of Petersons. I just don't treat them very nice, but and then over here we have my field system buffing pads. I have 5 different pads that I use. And here's the old desk I used to do my refurbing at with dies and gloves and all kind of junk, you know. Here's my collection of eldritch rods, different colors and sizes. You know, a lot of people like variety. And I have my SEM rods. Those are pretty much all Cumberland shapes. And let's see, here's the drill press, which I never use anymore. And some more junk. This is where I hang the pipes while they dry. That's about it. This is the garage, and there's my son's motorcycle. Takes up residence. And that's it. That's just my little pipe world.
That's pretty awesome. Mark, you say, I see that you've got quite a good collection of Chris Kelly's blanks there. Have you seen any of his new colors that he's working on?
Yeah. I like working with eldritch rod because it's real soft. I think my son brought me an espresso. I like working with that. What's that?
That's a love and family right there. Yeah.
Yeah. Now, you know, I have a bunch of his rods now, but I think after talking to other makers, I'm going to start concentrating more just on black ebonite, German ebonite, unless someone requests, or I get the wild hair to make a colored stem. Yeah.
Very cool. Well, once again, gentlemen, I want to open it up to any questions that you have for Mark. Now that we've seen his shop, that's a working man's shop right there. That is a working man's shop. So if you've got some questions for Mark about his workflow or his equipment there, I'm just going to open it up. And once again, over there on YouTube especially, if you've got questions, put it in the chat. I'm watching, I'm reading, and I'll pass it along to Bob there, to Mark. I was looking at Bob on the thing there.
Mark, I have a question. The eldritch rod, is it Is it more like Cumberland or more like acrylic?
Oh, Cumberland.
More
The
like Cumberland.
Yeah, he said it's an ebonite acrylic blend, but it basically ebonite. It's soft as, or maybe even softer than ebonite. But he claims it will not oxidize.
Okay, that's good to hear.
Yeah.
That would be a really good blend of the two. I love acrylic stems, and I like Cumberland. But they tarnish like any other kind of
right.
Material of that nature. So if it's a blend of the two, if it could be soft, it could have those cool colors, and it could not oxidize. That's a really to me, that's the best of both worlds.
Now, one thing about Eldritch rod, this is how it looks when you get the rod. Okay, see the pattern?
Mm-hmm.
Now, when you actually turn the rod down, the swirling is smaller. You see the difference?
Mm-hmm. That is a big difference.
This is a little prints I'm working on, but yeah. So what you see is not what you're going to get. I like this a lot better. It's smaller, tighter.
Yeah, I think the finished product is definitely, more appealing than the raw material.
One of the weird things about working with that material that's different, like vulcanite, when you're working it, it has a smell. It's very distinctive. It's rubber. There's a smell attached to it.
Yeah, you
like
smell
rock.
sulfur from it. If you're working with it when it's heat, you smell sulfur.
Right. Well, the Eldridge rod doesn't. It gives off a very pleasant smell. It's actually, I don't know what he did differently or why it's different, but it's actually a nice smell that comes off of the Eldridge rod when you're working it. That's just nerdy pipe working things. I find that interesting. I don't know if you guys find that interesting, but I thought that was interesting.
So here's one that one of Chris's pipes that I have, and one of the things that he says is he never knows how it's going to come out. Like Mark showed you that blank, right? And so he'll start turning something off of a blank that looks like that, but then it'll be completely a surprise what he winds up with there.
All right. When I'm turning it, it smells like resin, acrylic resin. Way back in my youth, I worked in a manufactured marble facility that made marble bathtubs. Well, not marble, but man-made marble, and panels to go on the walls and stuff in bathrooms and showers. It has that same resiny smell.
Yep. But I see you got your question ready to go.
I was wondering where Mark got his briar from.
Vermont freehand and raw crafted. I'm tending to lean more towards raw crafted because they sand each side of the block. It's really nice. When they're square, they square up all their blocks, so you can see the grain better. Where Steve Norris, I don't know if he does the same, it just doesn't look the same when you get it.
One of the nice features of Raw Crafted is you can go on their site and you can pick a very specific block. Like instead of calling him up and saying, send me 10 blocks, you can go on and pick your own. And that's the block you get.
There's Rocky. He's my other shop dog.
Well, we're heading down towards not yet. Like I always say this, like I start to talk about the end of the meeting, and then everybody just like starts to make plans to, like horses leaving the barn. Not yet, but so before we go, I wanted to do a couple things. First of all, here is Mark's email address again. if anybody wants to get in touch with him, take a look at what he's got available, Lone Star Briar Works at gmail.com. Mark, what's your Instagram handle?
Lone Star Briar Works.
Lone Star Briar Works.
Right. The words are separated, but I think you can put it in as one word in the pop-up.
So go
and go to Instagram and scroll my news feed.
So
see what's available.
Also, he just said over on the Facebook, if you look on his news feed over there, he'll you post pictures then of whatever you've just finished.
Right. I post them on Instagram, and they automatically cross-post to my Facebook page. And then, so scroll down through all my Instagram feed, and most of them will say finished and available as the first words until they get sold. Then I'll change that to sold. So you can scroll through and see my work, maybe get an idea for a commission if you want or whatever. Now, I just the other day, yesterday, I guess, signed up with the new Vero platform. It's supposed to be Instagram without the ads and stuff and filters and stuff. But I haven't done anything with them yet. But I see a lot of people are joining Vero, V-E-R-O.
So, Mark, I have a question. Given the kind of hybrid Peterson / pipe artisan question for you, is there a Peterson shape that you haven't made that you think is challenging but you'd like to make?
No, I don't think so. I guess I haven't made something like the handsome, because I think they're hideous. that's my
No.
They're hideous.
They're great. They're great.
Oh, I'm sorry. I do like all the Sherlock Holmes series, but yeah, I love the bent. I tend to make more like a bent egg shape.
Peterson had a pipe
You
of the
gave
year.
me some homework. I'll have to Google the Hanson. Sorry.
Pipe of the year. I think it was 2000. I think it was 2016, and it was a chimney. And I never got one, and it really looked cool.
Yeah, that's the thing with those limited pipes of the year. You know, when they're gone, and maybe you get lucky. I've gotten lucky a few times with some ones that pop up every now and then. Like when the 9BC came out, I missed it because there was just too many. It went like within seconds, and then just one day I'm on Facebook, some guy lists of Smooth. It's on there for like, you just put it on like literally 3 minutes after I got on before, and I got it. And I'm like, to me, I'm like very lucky. I haven't seen a single another 9BC out there for sale. So it's a matter of being lucky for those limited edition models.
Here's my P-lip 9BC. That's the older version. Yeah, I love their masculine proportions.
Yes, that's a nice pipe.
So once I get a metal lathe where I can start doing the bands, look out. But yeah, I love all the Peterson shapes. For some reason, you know, I did buy a few Dunhills on eBay and refurbed them, but I've always loved the older Petersons, you know, from pre-Republic mainly. But the last few years, quality control has dropped. I did get luckily enough to order a couple of the pipe of the year this year. That's coming out in November, I think. Yeah. I put my name in the hat for two of those.
Joe, when you have a question, thought?
Yeah, one question I had, and this isn't in regards to Mark, because I get to talk to Mark
twice a week, every week. I've met people that make pipes. I've met people that smoke pipes. I've met people that know a lot about tobacco. Does anybody in your club actually blend the tobaccos themselves? And because I would be interested in probably developing some sort of a relationship with folks that blend their own tobacco and that could come up with something new. And if they want somebody to taste it or try it or something like that, I'd be into
Dimitri.
Yeah.
Dimitri.
Yeah, I have some experience. Actually, a few years ago, one of my tobaccos was sold at Nat Sherman as limited edition Nat Sherman 85th anniversary blend. Right now, I'm working with the Buckler Rex on making new blend for them. I did few blends for New York Pipe Club. So send me a message, and we'll talk.
I'll speak a little bit for Dimitri because he's not blowing his own horn enough. So he has an amazing amount of knowledge about sourcing tobaccos and what kinds of tastes and blending qualities they have from different parts of the world. He's experimented a lot with some different combinations, and so I'd take him up on that and reach out to talk to him about it because he could really help you with what you're asking about. Oops, Joe, you're on mute there.
If you could do me a favor and do what you did for Mark a while ago, and just put his email address on there, I'll screenshot it with my phone here, and I'll reach out to you, Dimitri.
Dimitri, what's your email address?
I'm going to put it in a chat right now.
Okay, awesome. Well, I want to bring our meeting down to a bit of a close here. Trying to keep the meetings a little bit more compact. We usually go 2 hours, and a lot of then we have like pipe fatigue afterwards. So again, we're going to play it by ear from now on, but we'll go at least like we did today. But before I let Mark go, let's talk a little bit about the Las Vegas Pipe Show. That you're planning on being there, yes, at the Vegas Pipe Show.
Yeah, I'm sharing a table with the Houston Pipecast. And
so, what do you think you're going to be bringing?
All my available pipes that I've made.
Just everything.
And and then I have maybe 30 estates that an older gentleman gave me to sell that he bought, and he was 80 plus, and he doesn't really smoke anymore. So hopefully I can sell some of those. And if I have room in my bag, I'll bring some of my Petersons that I'd be willing to part with.
Yeah, what do you want to sell?
I don't know at this point. Out of my collection, I don't know. I love Peterson. They're like children.
That was the quickest response there I've ever seen. It was like,
but like I say, every pipe has its price.
Yeah, Chris, go ahead.
Hi, I had a question for our guest. Did he say he was a fan of Medal of Valor?
Oh yeah, that's my go-to.
Have you laid in a lifetime supply of it?
Yes, I have.
Good for you. It's becoming scarce, if not unavailable.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Really? Huh.
Yep.
No, I have a bunch. But actually, I'm trying to branch out into Burleys and Virginias. But no, that I have many pounds of that stocked up. So that's my go-to blend, especially in the winter. Oh man, gotta have an English. Oh, another favorite blend is Campfire. I think it's Cornell and Deal. Campfire. Very good.
I don't actually know if these are similar or not, but although they sound similar. So when I was in Chicago, I picked up a tin of Fusilier's Ration, as an English. That is a delightful English wintertime blend. I really like that one. If you're branching out, maybe you could pick up a tin of that, or I might even be able to send you some there. Well,
So getting back to the Vegas show.
Yeah.
I have a room reserved on the 14th floor. That's the smoking floor, and I'll have open door where you can come in and look at my collection, see what you might want to buy after hours. And the Virtual Pipe Club will be sharing a booth with the Houston Pipecast. So that would be interesting, trying to record your pipecast, broadcast with all the background noise. I've never been there, but it might be kind of noisy.
That's why I have all of these magical toys to bring with me. I'm gonna probably bring everything to Vegas. I usually only bring a small kit to go on the road with, but this is going to be a big show, and so I'm probably going to bring my entire soundboard and everything else. So yeah, we'll have a good time. So I just want to, speaking of the 14th floor up there, I wanted to remind everybody, if you're on the fence, this is the thing I was saying last week. If you have decided that you don't want to go, then great. But if you're on the fence and you haven't bought your tickets yet, and you're I should go buy a ticket, go get yourself all set up to go. And then this is one of the things that's going to be so cool about the Vegas Pipe Show is the 14th floor. So Mark's going to be there. I'm going to be there. Virtual Pipe Club's sponsoring a room to do some booze tasting. That's really much what I talk about. So we're going to drink and smoke. Brian and Dave from the Vegas Pipe Show, they have their own room. I know that Shane Ireland and SmokingPipes.com have a room. And they're just like, go door to door and meet people and sit around and go to see Mark and see what he's got before it gets all taken. Tim, are you going to Vegas?
I can't go to Vegas this year, but hopefully next year I will be able to. I will miss all you guys, but I will be tuning in on the VPC, no doubt.
For a small fee, I may pick up stuff for on commission there if you want me to look for something.
Well, you kind of know what I'm looking for, so if you find something, by all means, let me know. I will PayPal the guy or woman, whatever.
Perfect. All right. Well, on that note, let me just wind us up for tonight. I want to thank everybody who's been here. I want to thank all the guys who are tuning in over there on Facebook and YouTube. Without question, these people right here, I love you guys. You're just amazing. You're fantastic. All the way around. Thank you for your wisdom and for your support of the club. Mark, any last words that you want to?
Yes. This is my first Zoom meeting with you guys, and it definitely won't be my last.
There you go. Well, you're always
good.
Always welcome. All right.
Great. Oh, DDR.
Yes, sir.
You might not remember, but I met you at the Texas Pipe Show last year.
I do remember. We were talking about that this morning. Mark made a comment about that, and I said, I'm terrible with names, but I do remember faces. And so as soon as you popped in, I was like, oh, yes, of course. I remember you. So, can't forget that beard. That's
ugly mug.
It's just,
That's why I have a beard, to cover my face. Yeah.
No,
thank you so much for having me today. I really loved talking with everyone.
It was great to have you. It was great to have
you. Good to meet you. Good to meet you.
Thank you, Mark.
Thank you, Mark. Thank you for joining us.
I'll see you next week for sure.
All right, we're going to hold you to that. So here we are. Next week, we'll have another meeting. We will post or chat about or somehow let everybody know what we're going to be talking about. And in the meantime, as I do every week, don't take the virus that's still out there for granted. Don't take it lightly. It still pops its ugly head up every now and then. And now we're heading into winter, and you know the rest. As they've been talking about it. I'm not a public health expert. All I want you to do is to take care of yourself, whatever it is. Wash your hands, stay in the basement, drive everywhere in your car and only roll down your window that much. I don't know, whatever it is. And because I want you to come back and be healthy so we can see you again. Anyway, that's all I got to say. Thank you, everybody. And we'll see you again next week. Peace out.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you, Mark.
Goodbye.
Thank you.
Goodbye. Thank you.
See you
Thanks
next
for
time.
having me. Okay.
Have a good one.
See you guys next week.
Yes.